Hi there, I just wanted to do a little follow-up. Last week I talked about functioning in your trailer and using the space you have and maybe adding a little tweaks here and there to make your space function even a little bit better for you. So I'm going to get into that in a minute. So how do we live, eat, and function in our RV on a daily basis when we're living in our RV full time? Well, we have a variety of things. So as far as in the kitchen, I use the stovetop as I use the stovetop in my sticks and bricks. And the only thing I had to adjust to was gas because it's hotter than your electric stove, which is what I had before. And you just have to be careful and watch things so that you're not burning them and just adjusting the temperatures, and eventually it just becomes second nature to how you are cooking. I had some previous experience because both my daughters have gas stoves in their homes, and so I kind of got a little bit of a taste of that there, and so transitioning to a propane stove wasn't too bad. In addition to using the stovetop, I use my oven almost every single day. The oven we put a thermometer in there because we find that it doesn't really warm up to the temperature on the dial. The dials are not perfect. So we kind of have played with it a little bit, and we use the thermometer inside the oven just to make sure that we are cooking things at the appropriate temperatures. I have cooked a turkey dinner in here. So this roasting pan right here fits in the oven. It holds about a 10-12 pound turkey. So I think maybe even as big as 14 pounds we had in there one time. Yeah, and it fits right in the oven. We just move the rack down to the bottom of the oven and happiness is. I mentioned I had a whole bunch of frying pans, so I pulled them all out. I have 3 sizes right here. They're all stacked inside of each other. I use this big one a lot for making pasta sauce and when we have tacos and that sort of thing. So that's one I use quite a lot. It's a little bit on the larger side. So, and I can put a pot back here to, like if I'm making spaghetti. I can put a pot back here, but I kind of have to adjust things because this side of the pan, from the heat of the water from the burner here, tends to heat up this side of the pan. So another point, being careful when you are cooking with gas stove. I even have a wok. Other things we use to cook in our trailer, so we use our stove and oven exactly the same way as we did when we were cooking in our sticks and bricks with an electric stove. So just adjusting with the temperatures is a little bit tricky sometimes, but it's not bad. We have the convection oven. Most RVs, newer RVs do now. I use the microwave version. It can be used as a convection oven. I've used it a couple times, but I find it so noisy. I hate it. If somebody's in the room with you, you're like, what? What? It doesn't work out well. So yeah, and it works just fine, and it cooks a little bit faster than the oven, the gas oven. So the other thing too is that you have to have good full hookups, which we have. We're plugged into 30 amp here at this site, and we make it work. If you're doing something in the microwave, turn off the fireplace or the AC, depending on the time of year and what you're doing. So just making sure you're not overloading your amperage. Other cooking tools that we use are, this is our, that's our collection of tabs from the tops of the cans. We're collecting them for a fundraiser at the Grand Design Rally in July. So we have our air fryer right here, and Brent uses it quite regularly. He uses it for wings. I didn't care for a chicken breast. It kind of dried it out a little bit, so that one it wasn't a good choice. It was a skinless boneless chicken breast, so it dried it out too much, and I'm like, no, I don't care for it that way. So I just wait for it to go in the oven. The other one we have is our slow cooker. Let me go grab it. Okay, the slow cooker. So we just have this slow cooker that we acquired, and it's been living with us, and gotta clean the outside of it. It's a wee bit dirty. So yeah, slow cooker. So whether we're doing a roast or whether we're doing a chili or something like that, we just pull out the slow cooker. We don't use it a ton. It's something that we have, and we pull it out when we need it. When it's not being in use, the lid goes in bubble wrap, turn it upside down, and it lives under the bed. So other things, and okay, so where do we store it all? As I said, the slow cooker gets stored on the bed, or under the bed. The roasting pans live on this pull-out tray that Brent got, and then I stack all these fry pans. The big fry pan goes along the side. Our little fry pan lives on top of the stove most of the time. We use it a lot, and when we're not using it, it goes in the drawer. It goes in the drawer underneath the stove. And I have a Pyrex pan, and I have my cookie sheets, and what's under there? Oh, cupcake pans, and some loaf pans, and a kettle for when we don't have electricity. And then the rest of our pots and pans are stacked. I've got a bit of a rack in here. It's kind of dark in there. They're just stacked in together, and the little one goes underneath, and it works great. Living in the RV does not change our eating habits, our cooking habits at all. I mean, it is a little change because we went from electric to gas, but still cook all the same kind of foods that we did when we lived in our sticks and bricks. And when we're on the road, pretty much kind of keep it the same. Otherwise we get tummy troubles. I mean, we have our toaster on the counter, a 2-slice toaster. It works out fine, and it's been great. And it is a small space, but you adapt, and the function has been fantastic. And I have no complaints. It's a smaller space equals less things to clean. The only time it is a little inconvenient with cooking and cleaning in the trailer is if you cook big meal like a turkey dinner or something like that, you tend to run out of hot water when you're doing the dishes. You have to do it in phases. So give it time to warm up again, or you just boil some water and add it to that. So that is how we function and live in our trailer, just like we did in our sticks and bricks, only it is smaller and less to clean up. And that's all I wanted to share with you this week. Give us a thumbs up if you like what you see. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell for notification. Bye-bye for now.